Okay. Hi, welcome to Losing Weight with Elizabeth. I'm Elizabeth, your hostess, and tonight we're going to talk about 10 lifestyle changes that I don't really think are all that difficult. But first, I want to tell you the story of the cookies. I'm glad I didn't tell you guys before we started. I went to the regular grocery store that I normally do, and there was this guy who was filling up the potatoes. You know, he was stocking the potatoes, and he had these two gigantic cookies, two Reese's peanut butter and chocolate chip cookies. Chip cookies are my absolute downfall. You know, one's not, what's that? One's too many and 100's not enough. It's absolutely a fact of life. I will not stop eating them. Anyway, and he said, you have to taste this. Now, I don't know this man. First of all, I'm not tasting anything from a stranger. So there's the first thing, let alone a stranger who's handling potatoes. I don't know how people eat those grapes in the grocery store. I'm saying, you know what? There's no bathroom in the vineyards. I just don't understand it for a second. Anyway, and he goes, no, you really have to try these. And I said, no, I don't really want to. But he was so persistent, and I needed to kind of get around him to get what I needed, so I couldn't, get away. And finally I said, listen, I lost 93 pounds, and I can't eat cookies because I'll never stop. I'll be right over at the bakery buying those cookies. Excuse me. And he said, well, I lost 100 pounds. And I'm thinking, well, good. That's wonderful. You're eating cookies, And but really, honestly, I've eaten 1,000 cookies since I lost that weight. And he said, I said, how did you do it? And he said, oh, I had surgery. But I gained about 25 pounds back. And I was like, what can I have to walk away because I know that surgery is really bad for you, but people just think it's the easy way out. And when you are so sick and need Pepto-Bismol all day, you'll be thinking twice about that surgery. All right, let's start with the 10 lifestyle changes to improve your health. Look, who here do I have to tell to not drink soda or diet soda? Anyone? Honest to God, it's just drinking soda is drinking your calories. Right. Let alone the fact that if you put a nail in a soda, a rusty nail, it'll come out clean as an arrow. It should be a cleaning product, really. And diet soda, that's even worse. It has so many chemicals in it. It's just terrible. And so, you know what? And so we have to stop drinking our calories, and we have to stop thinking about having diet soda too. Not every second of our life. Because, every now and then I might want a 7 and 7. Okay, I know I drink. and I'll have diet 7-Up or diet ginger ale. But I can't tell you the last time I did this. So I wouldn't feel bad about doing it at all. But on a daily basis, we used to spend a fortune on soda every single week, diet soda. And now we don't do that at all. How about you guys? Anyone? Yeah.
I used to be a big drinker of Diet Coke.
Big drinker.
Of Diet Coke. And now, when I get it, because I'll get it every once in a while, I don't even like it. It's like I take a few sips and I've had enough, and it's...
It tastes like, now to me, it tastes like that syrup my mother used to give me when I was little if I was sick. It's that real thick, I don't know what it was for, I can't even, remember, but it was this really, but it's that brown and syrupy. And that's what it tastes like to me, something just horrible. But, and then, the other thing is, as long as they're saying stop drinking soda, we have to honestly, even you have to be careful of your, drinking in general. And I know most of you don't drink, a lot, but, a drink of, like, say, rum and Coke, it could be 300 calories. To me, that's like, a good lunch. You know what I mean?
Than eating something for 300 calories.
I'd rather eat something for 300 calories, but that doesn't stop me when I want to have a glass of wine or a Bud Light or something like that. But it's all in your choices. Do I have to tell anyone to stop eating fast food? No. When was the last time you went for fast food?
I don't know.
Jeez, I can't even remember.
I can't remember. Probably since that wedding. It just really, I can't I don't even go to a sit down fast food. Any of those places that are chains. I don't want to go there because I want to really support the local, the local establishments, not chain establishments. That's just me. But there's nothing good to eat there. That one Thai salad that everybody would go have at this place after one of the meetings, it's 2,000 calories.
Oh my.
Who needs that? That's a lot of calories. Think of what you could have for 2,000 calories. You could have a beautiful meal for 2,000 calories. You could have fettuccine Alfredo. Instead, you think you're having the nice little Thai salad, and you're really not. You're having something so fattening that you can't even believe it for a second. How about more fruits and vegetables? Half your plate should be vegetables. Then a quarter should be your protein, and a quarter should be the good carbs, not the bad carbs. Let's just rule those things right out. And that doesn't mean baked potatoes. They're great for you. But do you have some way of getting vegetables or fruit into you that you wouldn't normally? Like, how about in a smoothie?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a part of all the meals now. It's not a big deal. I don't have to sneak them in anywhere. I just eat them.
And look, she lost 83 pounds. You can't see her, but she did lose 83 pounds. Yeah, on my plate, as I've told you before, I'll fill the plate up with the salad if that's what I'm having, and it'll be completely covered, and then whatever else goes on the top of it. Grilled chicken or something like that. And it's so delicious. It's not like I'm not suffering. That's the thing that I think people are thinking. They're thinking old school. Remember a long time ago, maybe some of you are too young for this, but a long time ago, the diet lunch was the hamburger patty, for God's sakes, the pineapple, the cottage cheese, that had a pineapple ring, which was right out of the syrup, and go ahead.
There's still a restaurant here that serves that as a diet plate. The cottage cheese with the pineapple.
Really?
And the hamburger patty.
Okay.
And then sometimes it'll have some lettuce, the iceberg lettuce. Their mics are on. The iceberg lettuce with the 2 slices of tomato on it. Honestly, It's a hamburger if you're having the syrup pineapple and you're having cottage cheese, you might as well just have a cheeseburger.
Right.
Honestly, in the end result, that's what the calories are going to probably be the same. But nobody seems to understand that. That was a big diet meal for years. I would have that all the time. I'd go into a restaurant. I would never even consider such a thing now. No. But what I find is throwing like spinach into a smoothie. And that, it's 49% protein is spinach. And that is really effective to get, good vegetable in. Now, you're having smoothies, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Anything particular? Or?
No, just the banana or the strawberry and blueberry.
So good.
And I either put kale or spinach in it.
Mm-hmm. And you know what sweetens that up, too, is pineapple. If you
Yeah,
put it, and
I
you could
like
just buy the canned pineapple in its own juice, and then you just throw a couple of things of pineapple into, because sometimes if like in the summer you're having a peach and watermelon smoothie, and sometimes the peaches are a little bit bitter. If you throw some pineapple in there, done. And you're getting all that, those vitamin C and whatever other vitamins are in there, which are good. So, drink more water. Now, let's not even think about not drinking more water. How do you get your water in? Do you drink water?
I do.
Up to your mouth.
I do. Yeah, I do. But I find it's just during the day at work. When I'm home, I don't, because I'm busy, busy, busy. So I don't.
Now, let me ask you this question. Do you have coffee in the morning?
Yes.
And do you have like tea at night?
Nope. I have coffee again.
You have coffee at night? Okay, so those are considered waters.
Mm.
So you're probably getting plenty. I mean, you're pretty much teaching people, so you can't be running to the bathroom every 5 seconds. So, I get that. But you can count your coffee. You can count, if you're having like a chicken soup, like with broth in it, that's basically water. So you're still good to go. So everybody always says, oh, that's my biggest problem. No, it's not. It's really, I think the biggest problem, because everybody starts eating really well. And once you start eating really well, you start to really like that food. But I think one of the biggest problems is portion control. Now, you said you went out today. Did that, because I know you eat healthy, did that very rich lunch affect you anyway? Oh, that's too bad.
Nope, stomach of steel.
Yeah, I don't have a stomach of steel even for a second. I would be sick from that. Even though it was delicious, it would still. But there are some things, like we were talking about antipasto. I could eat that all day long and not feel anything. But that's the Italian in me. Okay, eliminate temptation. If you have it in your house, you're going to eat it. There's no doubt about it. You will eat it. One of the ladies says she still has 2 chocolate bunnies from Easter, and she says, I almost ate the ears off of it the other day. It made me laugh so hard. And I says, is it dark chocolate? And she goes, no. And I said, so that's, you really, if you're going to have chocolate, you should have dark chocolate. It should be 70%, cocoa, dark chocolate. And then you could actually, if you could get away with it, you could have a square every night, just a square, for your sweet tooth, because, some people need a little something after dinner. Isn't that you right there? You need a little something sweet after dinner? Yeah. And that does it. Now, my brother lost 27 pounds doing, losing weight with Elizabeth. And he really don't diet edit. He took to that like it was perfect. Because he loves chicken wings, and, they're about 3 billion calories for the, he'll have like 10 of them or something. But then, the next day he'll work out, he'll have a great salad, a healthy salad. He'll have a balsamic reduction instead of dressing. He'll have a whole bunch of really good things. But, because he wanted to enjoy his chicken wings with the blue cheese, and that's got to be a couple thousand calories. But the next day will eat really healthy. So, but if you don't have cookies in your house or potato chips, or, they say the most addictive food are corn chips and that very popular sandwich cookie. The one I'm talking, that could be also double stuffed. They said they are the most addictive snack foods. And I believe it, because after reading that book about the guy going for, he wanted to write a book about the scientists that go to that work in those factories, those food factories. And he went in and he was expecting to see, like scientists like this, like Igor's, a whole bunch of Igor's and white. Really, I think he was thinking they'd be all dirty and, a mess and everything, but they were like, just scientists. And they had people hooked up with like little red things on their head, and they would give them a corn chip or one of those cookies I'm talking about, or any one of these companies, right? And they whatever lit up in their head, that's what they put more of into that particular product. There's mouthfeel, there's a way it melts in your mouth, there's how the smell coming up to your mouth. They have you coming and going so that's why you'll eat a sleeve of the double stuffs, or you'll eat a bag of. One of the ladies, I think I told you this, she had a couple of ranch corn chips at a party. On the way home, she bought a bag of ranch corn chips and ate the whole thing. That is because that's their plan. It's totally their plan for you to do that. So you have to kind of clean out your house and not have stuff in your house. It's the best way. Your children don't need that food. One of my mothers totally changed her entire cupboards and for over a year now. And now our kids are asking for fruit, asking for carrots, asking for, the water with the cucumber in it. I still haven't tried that. Have you guys tried that?
No.
Is it really good? Is it
really
just that
good.
it's refreshing, or?
It's refreshing and it has a taste. You put cucumber and a little bit of mint in there. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds like
does
a good
sound
drink to
good.
me. And but she changed it all up, even though her children were trim. They're not healthy inside because she was taking them to McDonald's. She's seen such a radical difference from taking them to McDonald's to eat before practice. They play hockey and everything like that. She's seen a radical difference in them and how well they do at practice and how well they do when they play the game than before when she was taking them to McDonald's. It just takes a few months and your kids get used to it and they like it. And we honestly, all of us, you don't need junk in your house. We just simply don't need it. I like this, find a healthy hobby. Now, I know what you do. You like to play, you play on your iPad, right?
Yeah.
That's a hobby, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, some people crochet, some people knit. I like to play Scrabble. I mean, there's certain things that you can do. You're certainly a dog lover, love to go with your dogs. I mean, there's a lot. Do you have a hobby? You're just so darn busy that,
I don't have time for a hobby. No,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't.
No, I could certainly understand that. Eventually,
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
that's it. It's always good to have a friend. If you can have a friend come with you to, like this weight loss class or to an exercise class, it's nice to have. But, the thing I learned when we're just talking about exercising, so many people I know right now are unable to go to the gym because they're having difficulties. They either hurt themselves or they have to have surgery or they have a sick spouse or mother or father and they have to take care of them or, what could be going on. And, they were, 6 of them were with me for like 2 years. And now 5, they're gone. And they're not gone because they don't want to be there. They're gone because they're having these problems. And I am at the gym alone, but I am so grateful that I am able to work out. We have to start to be grateful for the very fact that we can work out. And then we want to make every effort to continue to do that, to make sure that we're all, that we work out. Whatever you can do will boost your metabolism, whatever muscle you can make. It's amazing. It's amazing to me that it's been 11 years. Oh, and by the way, we figured it out the other day. I've saved $15,000 in drug copays.
Wow,
$15,000 in 11 years.
that's great.
God only knows what kind of medication I would be on now, if I was still 93 pounds heavier. But at the time, we just took what was it going on at the time. You don't get interest on anything like losing weight. I don't care what kind of bond or stock you have, unless you're, extremely lucky. So, financially, it's just a terrific thing to have. For getting off cholesterol medicine or high blood pressure medicine, or, like I have a couple of people that are diabetics and their medication is going down, down, down. And eventually they won't have to take it. I mean, not everyone that's a diabetic gets to stop taking the medication, because they're predisposed, they're, hereditary or something like that. But if it's weight related, which, a lot of it is, I'll just throw out 75%, But like a lot of kids are in school are pre-diabetics, or pre-diabetes, however you'd say that. How would you say that? You're the literacy girl.
Diabetics.
Yeah.
And actually, diabetes was not a disease that was found in younger children. It's something that's occurring now more frequently in the last 25 years.
Wow.
Diabetics, and that only was an adult disease. And so now we're seeing it in our young kids, kindergarteners, first grade.
And what do you think the cause of
It's
that?
the food.
It's the food.
It's the food.
It's processed food.
Processed.
You should never feed your children any
Yeah.
processed food. Now
And
I
the
heard.
fast food, too.
What is it?
And the fast food. A lot of our kids, it's the fast food. Processed and the fast food. It's just the easiest way to feed them. So
Because it's quick and moms are working and it's very difficult to get home. But that's what you have a crock pot for. It'll take you 5 minutes in the morning to throw the chicken in, throw the potatoes, throw the carrots. You can buy almost all of this. It's so worth it to me to have a good meal when I come home. It's worth it. So we want to think about that. How about starting each day with a simple workout? Doesn't have to be a lot. 20 minutes. You could have it all going on for 20 minutes and feel so much better. I know we're tired, or we have to work all day, or whatever. There's so many reasons why we can say that we can't do it. But I think, isn't our health worth it? You know what I noticed? Two of the ladies that are in their 80s, they're so different now than when I met them 3 years ago and they were 77. You know what I mean? They were young. But they're 80 years old and they are spry. You know what I mean? Don't we want that? One lady, she does 18 holes of golf. Granted, she uses a cart, but she's still doing 18 holes of golf.
That's great.
She has a garden that you can't even begin to imagine. Unbelievable, which she takes care of herself at 80. Wow. And so does the other one. She takes care of her complete yard by herself. Rakes everything, plants everything, harvests everything, has 1 million flowers in her yard. And that's because one lost 50 pounds and one lost 30. And they work out. So we have to start thinking about it. They say that if you could only see yourself, at 60, right? If you knew now what you're going to know then, instead of going the other way around, you would be absolutely making time for yourself to exercise. There's no doubt about it, and you don't need a lot of time. So I really want to try to push that. Now, these are the easier ones. When I tell you to start journaling, everybody looks at me like I have 3 heads. Writing down your food. But honestly, there's no way around it. At some point, you're going to have to write. You never remember. I could think I had the best week ever, and then all of a sudden, I get on the scale and I'm up 2 pounds. And it's strictly because I'm not paying attention. So we have to start to think about, what do I need to do to make it happen? And I think that's what I need to do, is I need to write down my food. And from losing the 93 pounds, I have like 20 journals. and they have everything in them. You know, like girls have diaries. It says, but you know what? You only know what you're doing if you have a history. You don't remember, why did you overeat this particular time? I'm not talking about when you go out or something like that, but let's say you're home. I mean, I've had people pull their chair right up to the refrigerator with a fork. You think it's funny, I know, but they did. And me, I would just take everything out of the refrigerator. I mean, if I made a bowl of ice cream for someone in my house, I would eat a bowl of ice cream before I even got their bowl full. I cannot be the ice cream person. I wouldn't even have ice cream in my house, if it wasn't for the other people. I wouldn't have any of that. I wouldn't have, because I would just eat it all by myself. I have no control, so I can't have it. Do you try to keep stuff out of your house?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was there, it would be gone. If it was there, it wouldn't be there.
It wouldn't be there. And you can make things that are really good. My favorite food is cheeseburger and French fries. But now I will make a patty melt with light rye bread, light Swiss cheese, 93% lean hamburger, grilled onions. It's so delicious. And then I will make oven fries. Now, we all know that they're delicious, not fattening. You're just having, and it looks like you're having a lot but you're only really having one potato. They're really delicious. So,
What else is good is slicing them up into really thin and making almost like homemade potato chips. Those are good too.
Oh my goodness, those are so good. And you know what? You end up not having a whole potato. Because let's say you had some, whatever the meat or fish or chicken or pork that is, and then you have the half a plate of vegetables, and they have to be good. You can't just put steamed green beans on you're going to have to dress some of this stuff up. If it's with Parmesan cheese, or like I do roasted asparagus with Parmesan cheese, so delicious.
It is good.
Isn't that just the best thing
It's
ever?
very good. It's very tasty.
It's very tasty. You should try it in an omelet.
Yeah, never thought of doing that.
Asparagus omelet with Parmesan cheese, or just cut it up and make it like you put it in a cake pan, and then you pour the egg, mix over it from your blender, and then you just put some Parmesan cheese on the top and bake it, and just eat it like it's a cake.
That sounds good too.
Feta.
Yeah.
I sprinkle a little feta on top too, just
yeah.
because it's stronger.
Right. You
Feta
could do
yum
that too. It's delicious. But see, that's the thing. But it doesn't take a lot of time.
Right.
I mean, if you're not making fresh, that's okay. If you made frozen vegetables, you're good to go. So let's try this week just to stay on these little things. These aren't big things. These are little things. And if we could do these little things, then we can move forward with maybe instead of, 15 minutes of exercise, we could go to 20, or we could go to 30, or maybe we could take a Zumba class, or we could do a million different things. So that's what I'm trying to do. So try for these 10 lifestyle changes to improve your health, and have a healthy week. Thank you for coming, and thank you for watching.